This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Clear Lines training session. I'm your host, Kipp Cohen. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2019. This is a twice weekly training session every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern, geared towards the subscribers of the Clear Lines indicator running on the Medved Trader platform. This session also is made available to those that are interested in learning more about Clear Lines, as well as the Medved platform and how they work together. The session is being recorded, will be posted to our YouTube page. If you have specific questions, please submit them to the GoToMeeting player, or you can email me at kip@equity-alerts.com. Or if you'd like to text me, you can send me a text, 972-841-8886. It is a user-driven training session, meaning that I am here for you to answer your questions, and this is driven from that. If not, then we'll just kind of wing it and go with whatever we have to go with. Usually I'll find a subject to discuss and we'll go over that. So what you're looking at right now is the Medved Trader platform. Medved Trader is a third-party trading platform that is made available directly from medvedtrader.com. It is made available to Ally Invest customers for free. The platform is. If you are currently having a funded brokerage account with, I believe, over $500 in it, with Ally Invest, then you do not have to pay the Medved's $20 a month platform fee. There is also an additional fee to utilize the Clear Lines indicator. With that, you get my indicator along with this twice weekly training session and ongoing training and support. Medved Trader is a platform that is integrates with multiple brokers. It is integrated with TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, obviously Ally Invest, as well as Questrade for Canadians. Those are the main equities brokers. They are also integrated with a couple of commodities brokers, as well as a handful of Bitcoin brokers. So the platform can be used for equities, futures commodities, and Forex, as well as Bitcoin. You can trade options through here as well. If you have an options account, you can access your option chains and trade through the platform. The platform, since it integrates with different brokers, you can trade directly, and you can actually link multiple trading accounts with Medved. You have the ability to integrate multiple accounts through multiple brokers. So if you have 2 or 3 different accounts within a single broker, and you have 2 or 3 different brokerage accounts, as long as it's one of the integrated brokers, you can connect to those accounts. To see the full list of integrated brokers, you can go to their website, medvedtrader.com, or once you have the platform, you can go to the settings, which you can get to by going to from the watch list. You can go to File, Settings, and then go down to where it says Trading and select Accounts. And then under Add, that will show you all of the different brokers that are integrated. So you can see Ally Invest and Ally for MB Trading. AMP Global Futures, I believe, is a new one, which is Rhythmic. Binance and Coinbase are both cryptocurrencies. Directa, I'm not familiar with, is an Italian broker. I'm not sure what they handle. Of course, E-Trade, Gain Capital Futures, HIT BTC, another Bitcoin, and Huobi Global, another cryptocurrency. Interactive Brokers, Optimus Futures, Poloniex Crypto, Quest Trade, which is again a Canadian broker. I believe that's the only Canadian broker. Rhythmic, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, and Tradier. Tradier, I'm not real familiar with. Excuse me, guys. If you do not if you do not have an account with one of those integrated brokers, you can still utilize the platform. There is just an additional cost for data. That data would come from one of the data providers. And under data sources, you can see where it says configure accounts. There are, in addition to the brokers, so data, your individual broker is going to provide you with quotes. Okay, so, and you can select which broker you get your data from. So you can get data from one broker but trade out of another broker. Like I get my data from TD Ameritrade, but I can trade out of other accounts because the trade manager is a different connection than the data connection. So I use TD Ameritrade as my primary data feed connection, but for those that don't have one of the integrated accounts, the main one is Stockwatch, is a third-party data provider. It costs about $22 a month for NASDAQ, NYSE data. There is also, I believe, Rhythmic you can subscribe to, which is a bit more expensive. And Quote Media is a little more expensive than Stockwatch. There are also news sources like The Fly and Yahoo Finance you can connect to as well. And IQ Feed, I believe, is another data feed that you can connect through. So depending on what broker you utilize and what type of trading will determine how you will set things up. And that's part of when you initially set up your Medved Trader for Clearlines or Clearlines for Medved. I will help assist you with that process. For new users, I will typically provide a 1-hour phone session where I remote into your computer, help you install and set up the platform, help you create a custom layout to your liking. One of the really great features of the Medved Trader platform is it is a modular trading platform, which means all the windows can be moved. They do snap into place, but they can be moved and size be adjusted of each window, and you can create literally endless number of layouts dependent upon your personal needs. So part of that process is we discuss what you feel will be the best layout for you. Typically, we start with a pretty simplistic, what I call a two-chart layout. The two-chart layout basically gives you an intraday chart on the left and a historical chart on the right. The intraday chart is going to provide you with your intraday minutes timeframes, which can go from under a minute to as much as, I forget what the highest minute time frame. I don't think you'd want much beyond. You can set 390. That's a day. That's one day if you wanted to, but pretty much that and anything in between. The advantage to using the two chart layout is, I would say this is geared towards somebody that's a less active trader, more of a swing or position trader that wants to monitor their portfolio and wants to quickly look through a handful of stocks and evaluate the trends. So you start with a historical chart, which is the daily, weekly, or monthly. Actually, also you can do quarterly and yearly, but we typically look at the day, week, and month to determine the overall trend. And then we go down into the minutes to determine the intraday entry points. So example, you'll see I've got AMAT up right now. So on the monthly chart, it's been in an uptrend pretty much all year long, right? We had a little pullback and then it bounced. Overall, over the last 4 years, it's been, I'll call that a trending chart. On a weekly basis, you can see pretty much since the beginning of the year, it began its uptrend, although we've hit a double top here. And then on the daily, again, you can see most of this month, it's kind of been working its way back up, although the last few days, we've seen a pullback in the daily chart on AMAT. And then once you've looked at the overall trend, again, depending on your trade style, then you can go to the left chart and focus intraday, seeing what is happening. And so this chart right now, I use a 3-minute time frame. It is for the current trading session, the current day, and it's only showing regular trading session. This does not show the extended session. But again, the great thing about this platform is it does allow you, if you want to see, pre-market on the current day, or you want to see extended trading on every day, pre and post market, you can adjust the period, the viewing hours. When you're evaluating current day, again, if you're more of a swing position trader, looking at pre and post market data a lot of times is not real important. We like to view it when we're trading actively in the morning, if there's some pre-market activity, especially when you're looking at the big gappers, the big poppers and droppers. So you can at a glance, and you can see as far as indicators right now, you're only looking at my clear lines. There's no candlesticks on the chart. You can overlay candles if you want, for those that like candles. There are some advantages to having candles because they are true price. So you see the highs and lows of every minute versus a clear line chart, which measures buying and selling momentum. And so there's going to be price above and below that momentum. Now you'll see that as you scroll across, there's a box on the bottom left corner. You'll see open, high, low, and close. So you'll see the high and low for that period. But just realize that price will go above or below the red and green lines, because those are momentum-based indicators, buying and selling momentum. One of the great things that I did with the clear lines is that to help visually when you're watching for crosses of lines, which crosses or lines are change in trend directions, is that you'll see a red or green arrow. That is once that arrow commits once the lines have crossed and then an interval closes. So if I'm on a 3-minute, the lines cross. Once that 3-minute time frame closes, as long as that cross stays and locks, that arrow will lock onto the chart. So it gives you just a real clear signal. What we have found is if you're watching intraday and you see on multiple time frames, like 1, 3, and 5-minute, you get multiple arrows lining up. That's a strong indication of a trend reversal intraday. So, you can see like right here, as a matter of fact, you'll notice on the chart, there's a red triangle here. That's where we shorted it. When I put my mouse over, you'll see it says sold 700 at 43.86. And then right here, bought 700 at 43.5675. So you can see when where your orders are through the day. And then here was another spot right here where I just put in a short little while ago. And then there's a bracket order sitting out, which you can see currently. The bracket order has a limit at 43.59 to take profit and a stop at 43.94, which is just above the high of the day. The great thing about this is that it will tell you your possible gain and your loss on your orders. So for knowing risk to reward, which is real important when you're trading actively, to be using a 1 to 1.5 or better risk to reward, it makes it real easy to calculate. So I can see on this trade, I was willing to risk $63 for a potential to make 182. So that's almost a 1 to 3 risk to reward. And currently I am down $14 in this trade. So I'm in at 43.85, 43.86 by 87. The yellow right here is the current price. So you'll notice the price is above the green line because, again, it's not a price chart. If I show, you'll see that candlestick, so you can then see where the actual price is on the chart. That's a personal preference, depends on the trader. I like to use candles because I want to know exactly where it is, and it makes it easier for measuring Fibonacci levels and seeing where things line up, seeing if actual price hits certain points, intraday pivot points, or I use other indicators like the volume weighted average price. So the pressure charts may not actually hit a pivot or hit a VWAP, but the price might hit it. So seeing that behind it helps. And again, that's personal preference. I do have a question from Anne. She says, hi, Kipp. I noticed the crosshair in the chart doesn't move with the mouse. Is that normal, or do I need to change the setting? The crosshair should move with the mouse. If yours is not, hold on, let me check the settings. There might be a setting. Setting, charts, general. Always show trace. This might be it. Show X and Y values. Nope, that's not it. Oh, hold on. Nope, that's not it. Display, maybe it's display. Active. Highlight. Oh, maybe highlight indicator when mouse hovers with hand cursor. No, that's when you cross over the indicator. So you're not seeing that cross? Oh, the horizontal, the yellow lines, those crosshair lines. Oh, you're talking about with the price. Are you talking about right here, this line, this red line that moves with the price? That just moves with price. If you're talking about this, like the price is right here. Hold on, let me make it easier for you to see. So that red line right across there is, nope, that's not, I'm sorry. That's my entry spot, 43.85. That's what you're seeing. That's where I entered the trade. I don't have, I think vertical dynamic with padding. No. I'm wondering if there's a setting that you can. The yellow horizontal crosshair line doesn't move with the mouse. It follows the price. I'll get used to it. Okay. Oh, you're talking about like that. There's that line that shows what the price is. I'm not sure which. There's like so many different settings. There could be a setting we have different. But the yellow horizontal and vertical cross lines should follow when you move your mouse. That shows follows the whatever the price, wherever your mouse is on the chart. To the right, you see the price, the value of where your cursor is, which is different from the red dotted line of where my entry is. But yeah, I don't know if it's something you can turn off. I'm not sure if that's a feature that can be. You may want to, if there's something you want to turn off like that, you might want to send an email to the guys at Medved, to their support. You can send an email to their support. They might be able to, if it's something you're trying to turn off. I can't find it. I'm sorry. So anyway, as I was saying, the great thing is that the platform is very customizable. So what you have to do is determine what a lot of it depends on how much monitor space you have as well. Like I work off 4 monitors. So I use about 1 1/3 screens for my Medved, and then I have stuff on other windows. But some of you might, I've worked with some of my customers that have 4 or 6 monitors, and they literally have charts on almost every monitor, like 3 or 4. Again, just depends on your personal preference. And also it says, how do I change the list of stocks in my portfolio list? Okay, so good question. So there's a couple ways you can do that. Depending on where your watch list is, okay, mine is up at the top. So I have an index list portfolio, which I don't ever change anything on this. And then I have my what's called my popper dropper watch list. I created a drop down menu. You can add one of those too if you want. You would have to go to click the show the ribbon, and then right here under where it says portfolio, you can right click and then add that to your quick access toolbar. That's what I did up here. So if you use multiple portfolios, so you can see like I stick on one, I don't change it out. I stick on my popper dropper watch list, but I have created other ones just for examples. You know, I have a NASDAQ 100, a Dow 30, I have a Bitcoin list, I have a Forex list, okay? So to change one though, whichever one you're currently on, so I'm on the popper dropper watch list right now, and it'll tell you right here at the top, it'll tell you which watch list you're on. There's a little icon that looks like a little notepad with a little pencil, okay? It's the one right to the left of the show hide ribbon button, the little notepad with the pencil. And if you put your mouse over it, it'll say edit portfolios. If you click that, that's going to open a window. So from that window, you can select, you know, your different portfolios, and then you can edit from here. So you can, if I wanted to cut the whole list, I can remove it, or I can paste it back in. I can remove one single stock. If I want to remove one stock, I can just backspace. You don't have to put commas in, just put a symbol and then a space. It'll automatically come back and put commas in, and then you click apply, and then it makes that change. You can also, from up here, if you want to remove a symbol, okay, if I wanted to remove, let's say, KGC. I put my mouse over KGC, I right click, and then right here where it says cut, I click that and it cuts KGC off the list. You can also, from that, putting your mouse over a single stock, you'll see it turns yellow. You can, again, use the right click feature, and you'll notice there's a lot of other things you can do. So if I want to open another chart, I can open an intraday or a historical chart for either one of these stocks, right? And just click intraday, and it's going to open up a chart. Or if I want to see a historical, I want to see the day, week, and month, I can do that. If I want to trade, I can trade over stock from here. It's going to open up a trade ticket. And I can trade from the trade ticket. I can pick which account I want to trade it out of from here. Number of shares, there's a cool little hotkeys here with different values. I can click. This is kind of neat. 880 times 2 goes to 160 times 2 goes to 320 and so forth. So I can do that. I can change the order type here, market limit, stop limit. That's going to be based on your broker. Okay, so you can do all that from here. You can do conditional orders, again, depending on the broker. You can do conditional orders. From this window, you can look at the level 2, the depth of market, or the depth chart. You can check news. If you want to trade options, you can get the option chains for that underlying stock. Research. This will take you to Yahoo Finance if you need to research the company and want, information about them, statistics. It's such a great platform. I'm so impressed with what these guys have created. You can add alerts if you want to add alerts for that stock, overstock. If I waiting for it to move above or below a certain price, I can set a price alert for overstock. So there's a lot of things you can do from right-clicking. So you can right-click from the portfolio. You can do the same right-clicking from a chart. Oh, by the way, obviously you can also buy and sell from the chart by either clicking the buy or sell button or adding hot buttons like I have right here, or under trading, buy or sell. So the great thing is there are multiple ways to enter trades. Again, allowing you to figure whatever is the quickest and easiest method. I personally prefer using hotkeys on my quick access toolbar. So my quick access toolbar, you'll see I have frequency that allows me to quickly change through the minutes. The period, which is how far back I want to look at on on the chart, what I'm seeing currently in front of me. I have the number of shares to change the quantity from my default. Of course, my buy and sell button. I also have the flatten button, which is basically just get me out now, cancel any open orders and then get me out. And there's the wonderful reverse button. I don't use it much, but if you feel like you need to go the opposite direction, you can hit the reverse button. It'll exit the trade and turn it and go the opposite way. And then you'll see I have a hide primary chart that's for turning on and off the price charts. And then I have a couple others. I have a Fibonacci retracement. I have my new chart button if I want a new chart. This is for drawing a line. This is an eraser. This is for creating a custom frequency. So if I want less than a minute or some other minute that is not there. And then the symbol linking pin is important for, charts all link together with portfolios. So I like everything linked. So when I click up here, if I click up at the top, then it's going to load it on these charts. They're all linked together with the blue push pin. Or I can just type in the symbol on the chart. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve, but I think once you get it, it's pretty simple. I mean, it's been, everybody that's talked to me, they love it. They love the platform. They love the indicator, the clear lines. They love what we've added on with it, and they've all gotten used to it pretty quickly. It's definitely different from what a lot of us used to use. The WiseTrade platform, which you couldn't do much with. It was a very simplistic platform, and you can make this as simplistic as you want, or you can make it as, I'm not going to call it complex, but you can make it as custom as you want. You can put as much as you want into it. And, you know, we have found, as you can see, there are some other indicators here that we like. I use a combination of 3 different pivots, DMARC pivot, daily pivot, and Fibonacci pivots. Just because some days they hit different pivots, and it helps give me kind of a clear, defined roadmap. You'll see that this chart also has this line right down here is a volume weighted average price. So you'll notice right here where I took profit was right at the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. Again, that's one of the indicators we use. Fibonacci, we like to measure the first 15-minute fib level. Whoops, hold on. The first 15-minute fib level is very helpful, and let me put up a full. So we draw the first 15 top to bottom candle, wick to wick, and then we get our Fibonacci extensions. Then I'll go back to my 3-minute. So you'll notice AMAT, it first went up to the 14140 right here, kind of double topped. That was also a resistance, that red line, double topped, reversed, and then it ran up right up to the 1618. It double topped here, and you had the DMARC high, DMH, which is a pivot. So that was where that first trade this morning came in, and it ultimately came all the way down to the 618. But we had a target here at VWAP, so it had a limit. It took us out. And then look where it double topped again at that 1618. So I put in a short here on that first top. It retested it. It didn't get to my stop, and then is now coming back down. It's not up a big amount, but it's up a little profit right now. Hey, Kipp, would you show how to change the watch list one more time? Mine won't change. Okay, so when you go to this right here, the edit portfolios, and you highlight the current, it should automatically open up on your current list. Put your mouse over on the right side, okay? Does yours look like this, or does it look more like this? Like this? Does it look like this? This is a portfolio, and this is a watch list. They both effectively do the same thing. One's just easier to work with. The watch list is much easier to work with than the portfolio is. I just need to know which one yours looks like. Oh, we lost Ann. Darn it. All right, hopefully she comes back. I'll have to ask her again when she comes back. So going back to AMAT, you can see on my charts that, you know, the clear lines, we had when I was looking at this trade, we had a double top because that was here and here. We had the 1 minute down arrow here. I'm sorry, the 3 minute. excuse me, on the 3 minute. We had a 3 minute arrow. The first arrow had already come in, and we had a 1 minute. I think we were on, yeah. So there was a 1 minute arrow and a 3 minute arrow pointing down when that trade got entered. So double top, Fibonacci level, 1 and 3 minute arrows. To me, that was a good spot to get in. The only thing is that it came down a little bit, and you'll notice right here is support. We've got 14140, the institutional fib at 43.77, and then we have R1 just above that, this red line. So right now, it's just keeps bumping against that, or it's bumped up against it a couple times. If it pushes through that, then we might see another 10 cents lower down to the next fib level, the 127. But we've got less than 20 minutes to go in the trading day, so it might not do that. It would probably be prudent for me at this time of the day to at least move my stop to break even. So you can do that a couple ways. You can drag, if you've got just a regular stop or bracket order, you can drag the line, so you can see where, as I'm dragging it, it shows the price value change. So I could drag this all the way down to 85, right? And then it says send modified order to broker. So I click that. So now my stop, oops, my stop is at break even. And again, that's just because we're getting in towards the end of the trading day, and it's not breaking through that. It's not breaking that level. See, you'll notice earlier today, see these tops right here? That was prior resistance earlier in the day. Prior resistance sometimes becomes support. So these two tops, which were right at R1 on the daily pivot, and the 14140 of the first 15-minute fib, that was resistance, is now, since we broke it and created a new high, that has now become an intraday support level, which is fine. It just means if you get into a trade and doesn't break it, if you got a little profit, you either take the small profit or you move your stop at least to break even, especially with, not much time left in the trading day. Better to take a flat trade than a loss, right? Now, if for some reason it turned and rolled over and started selling off pretty rapidly and broke that support, then we could at least move our stop into a little bit of profit. But we're going to get stopped out here in just a second. Yep, I just filled it. So it's okay. I'd rather have a flat than a loser. I'll take a flat any day versus a loss. Remember, not every trade is going to be a profitable trade. The key is, at the end of the day, did you finish up net positive? Because, you might have losses throughout the day. And, today was a good example. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning trades, basically, and 1, 2, well, I'm going to call this a flat, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 losers. Or you could say I was 50%. I had 5 winners and 5 losers, if you want to call the $5 a loss. Technically, it was a loss. But So even though I'm only 50% accurate today, because I was using good money management, I still end up net positive on the day at the end of the day because I cut the losers and I let the winners run. I actually had one loser that went a little further than I would have preferred. Had I been a little more protective on this one, that would have been a smaller loss and my day would have ended up a lot better. But it's the nature of trading, and sometimes um, sometimes you end up something gets a little bit away from you. So it was good that I exited AMAT because look what it has done subsequently done. So we bounced right off of this big support, 14140 R1, and it's retesting the highs right now. And I personally don't like trading in the last 20, 30 minutes of the trading day anyways. Got a little less than 15 minutes to go. Any additional questions right now? Any specific questions I can answer? Some of the other features of the Medved Trader platform include they have a scanning tool built into it, which I'll show you real quick is pretty interesting. You can go to the dashboard. You can open a portfolio. So let's say I want to look at my NASDAQ 100 portfolio, and I'm going to move that down here. I'm going to open it up. So this is a list of the NASDAQ 100 stocks. It might need to be updated, but so from this list, if I show the ribbon, you'll see the scanner button. And then if you click on the scanner, there are some pre-built, predefined scans that Medved has created, or if you dare to, you can create some of your own scans. So this was one clear line arrow. Hold on, let's do that. Clear line arrow on a pick your time frame, 3-minute current day, and then click start. What it's going to do, it's going to scan through that whole list, and then anything that has a just got an arrow on a 3-minute is going to appear. So let's look at Facebook, and let me move this off to one side because we don't need it both sides. So you can see there's our up arrow. We just got an up arrow on the 3-minute on Facebook. NVIDIA just got an up arrow on the 3-minute. Google just got a down arrow on the 3-minute. So when you're trying to find fresh crosses, you can you can run this on your own specific portfolio. So if I wanted to run this on the Popper Dropper watch list, I could do it. Or you can't run two portfolios simultaneously. Like it won't let me. I don't think it'll let me. Yeah, I can't open the the same portfolio twice. But if I want to run this on one of my other watch lists, like Tinsley's radar list, then I can run it on this list. And nothing came back. I want to run on the Dow 30. Nothing's coming back. There we go. Kipp's list. Well, we already saw Amazon. Did we see Amazon? Oh, it just got a green arrow up. Tesla just got a green arrow up. So you can build these lists and then run scans to tell you when you get fresh crosses. So if you have 100 or 150 stocks you're trying to watch and you're waiting for a fresh cross on a 3-minute or a 5-minute or a 10-minute, whichever time frame, I can switch it if I want a 10-minute fresh cross. Well, that didn't seem right. That didn't work right. Let's run that scan. Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm looking at the. It'd help if I was looking at a 10-minute. No wonder. Hold on. So this is just clear line cross. You can see the clear lines just crossed on the 10-minute. That's all. This scan is strictly the lines crossing. So you can do a line cross or you can do an arrow. I mean, these are ones that I created. This is clear line cross. Or you can do one of the other custom scans. Death cross, golden cross, price channel, regression. Or if I want to do a clear line cross on a 5-minute, let's try that. Maybe they'll come up with more. See, you got a fresh cross on the 5-minute. Tesla's running. And look at the market just ripped right into the close. I didn't realize that. The Dow's about almost green. Oh, something just popped in Google. Oh, and WDC. WDC just crossed red. So if I was looking for something to short, there's our fresh red cross. It hasn't committed yet, but the line's just crossed. I need to use this more. I kind of like this scan. Netflix. Oh, must have uncrossed. Google got a fresh cross. Oh, Netflix. Oh, see the lines touching. See how it keeps touching? So you can catch them literally right as the lines are crossing over using the scanner. This is cool. Couldn't do this with WiseTrade. I mean, you could run Wise Finder and find certain things, but I think this finds them like boom, right as they're happening. Wise Finder was a little after the fact. Any more questions? Oh, hey, Ann, you're back. Okay. Yes, let me show you again. I'm glad you came back. All right. So my question was, when you go to edit your portfolio, does it look like this or does it look like this? Does it look like a portfolio or a watch list? Watch list is this format. Portfolio is this format. Okay. So portfolio format list is a little more of a pain in the butt. You have to go in and individually switch it, like you like take out each one, you know, and type in, or go to the next box where it says click here to add a symbol. So, and then you just start typing. So if I want to add Google, and I can hit enter, and then I can type another one. And then I want to add Baidu. Whoops, not Baidu, B-I-D-U. Enter. Will it let you do it like that? You should be able to do it that way. You can also click this add symbol and I'll put another line in there. See? Or delete. So you can to switch out the lists up here, what you have to do is select the show hide the ribbon right here where it says main. Select which list you want to view. That's what you need. You can right click and add that to your quick access toolbar so you have a drop down, which is what I have. So then I can, then I can flip through the list this way. I can switch them out this way. But make sure you click that show hide ribbon so you can, I just hide it because I need the space. And then you'll see the drop down. Do what I did. Right click on the where it says your like the name of it, right click and add it to your quick access toolbar. Make it so much easier. And then minimize that again. And then you'll have access to all your watch list. And then you can go right here. You can click on the dashboard and then you can go edit your portfolio from here. And you can also open it from a dashboard. You can go to that. You can open any one of your dashboards. It's good to do that because then you can see which each watch list is attached. Like you see, it shows you which broker source. So like I have a couple lists, like my Forex list is powered by Interactive Brokers. My Bitcoin list is powered by Coinbase. But everything else is TD Ameritrade. Yeah, so depending on if you have a portfolio or you have a watch list will determine what it looks like. Right. So a watch list is going to look like what you see there. A portfolio is going to look like that format. They're two different viewing formats. And you can change, like, you can go right here and go to view, and you can change it from here as well. So I can change it to the standard grid. I can change it to, I use the tile simple too. There are a bunch of different formats. There's some that have like little charts on them. There's a full list of displays, but I use the tile simple too. Yep. How do you get your index list? Is that from IB? No. So this is another window basically like this, but I set it up just to show indexes. See, it says show index panel. Like right here, if I go back here, I can show indexes from here too. But I don't want to do that. I keep them on two different windows. One window is just for indexes. I get my quotes for my indexes. You'll see right here from TD Ameritrade. So whoever your broker is will be who provides you with the quotes for your indexes and your quotes. So there's a quotes for indexes and a quotes for the portfolio. It's kind of confusing, but that's how they do it. One because some people use Yahoo Finance, I guess, for their indexes because their broker doesn't give them everything for some weird reason. But yes, you can select, but both my index and my portfolios are from TD Ameritrade. Okay, guys, that's it for me. I'm out of time. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It was a good session. I will be back on Thursday. Hey, Benita, you're right here at the tail end. I will be back on Thursday, again at 3 o'clock Eastern. If you need some assistance outside of here, please don't hesitate to contact me. Here's my information. You can reach me at kip@equity-alerts.com or call or text me at 972-841-8886. And again, this session is recorded and will be posted to the equity-alerts.com YouTube page, which if you go to equity-alerts.com and click our YouTube link, you'll get to the page where that is posted at, and you'll see our videos. By the way, you can follow us on social media. At least follow Equity Alerts, Equity-Alerts on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and on Instagram. Thanks again, guys. Have a great evening. I will see some of you in the morning, and the rest of you I'll see again hopefully on Thursday. Have a great night. Thanks all. Bye-bye.